Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor, and I'm just happy. I'm happy because soon enough, so many haters out there that continue to kick me or ignore me are going to see that I was right. And I don't say that to be like bitter and full of myself. Look, I'm just trying to rebuild my name here. I want to earn your trust back. And when I put myself out there and my name on the line again, it's important for me that it holds up and that it's legit. And when I told you that the Spider-Man are coming back for the end of Spider-Man 3, I told you it was 100% confirmed and it was happening. So it's very important that proves true. I wouldn't have put my name on the line if it wasn't. And so many people told me I was full of S, that it wasn't going to happen. And there's more drama. I'm going to get into why it's important to me and explain a bit for you. But before I get to that, let's get to the news. Hollywood Reporter is now confirming that their sources say Alfred Molina is back as Doctor Octopus. Now, I didn't put Doctor Octopus in my story because this hadn't been confirmed yet. There was talk of it. My source said, I think Dr. Ock is also coming back, but they hadn't yet started shooting and it wasn't confirmed yet whether it was going to be Alfred Molina or some other version of it. And I didn't want to muddy the waters with my story to have something inaccurate in it. So I didn't put it there. And for the past couple weeks, I've been trying to get more specifics. Phantom Wire did run with it and say he was in talks. And I let them run with that because I didn't want to put my name on it just because I wasn't positive yet. But now Hollywood Reporter is claiming a rumor that's been out there. Phantom Wire did report this. I always got to give props to Phantom Wire, Riley over there. They're loyal, awesome people, genuine reporters over there. And so Hollywood Reporter is confirming Alfred Molina is now back to put the metal arms on and will reprise his role as the villainous Dr. Ock, sources tell Hollywood Reporter. Now, this is clearly yet another sign. Add this to Electro, everything else that we're seeing. It's clearly going to happen. It's only a matter of time until the trades say it, whether they do it at a Jimmy Kimmel event or something's going to happen. It's clear we're going to get a moment where this is finally going to be confirmed, where the fans go, oh my God, it actually is happening. Now, I can't wait for that just because I'm a fan. Yes, first and foremost, I want to watch that. I totally want to watch it, and I'm excited for it. But where I'm frustrated is, as a journalist, like, we have to do better. We have to make sure we give credit to where it's due. And Aaron Couch, who I've had some problems with, gives credit in this article. He says, gives GWW, the first person who reported the actor had been spotted on set. So good on Aaron. I've had some problems with Aaron. I hope Aaron can smooth it out. And when this story breaks, he will give proper credit if they try to break this story. But regardless of all that, look, why I'm frustrated. The trades steal our stories all the time. Deadline is one of the worst outlets out there. They're just a bankrupt, morally bankrupt place that literally will steamroll over anybody to stamp their exclusive on it. And that happens because the studio will just give them out to Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, Variety. They sort of just hand deliver these scoops, whereas we have to really dig deeper and do a much harder job getting the word out there. And I did have a source who I'm positive on, who's involved with the film at Sony, et cetera, that I know would know this information, who put their neck on the line. Why? Because they wanted to give me a win. They wanted to make sure that I could get back there because they see all the work I'm doing. And I'm grateful for them for doing that. And that's why I had it first. So this one I'm fighting for because this one was mine. I absolutely did call it. And in this business, we have to stand up for ourselves, just like Grace Randolph and so many others do when people call her out. I'm going to go back out and call out and say, make sure, hey, I called that first. Now, I call out Grace specifically, even though Deadline's the worst. Before I get to Grace, Deadline's the worst. If you haven't followed my report in there, in fact, I'll try to remember to put it right here. They literally just stole my Mads Mikkelsen as Johnny Depp scoop. No one else had it. I got that from another reliable source who, thank you, you know who you are. And I got that first, put it out there in the world. Everyone saw it was from me, and then they just reported it as if it was their own. And then on top of that, when all right, maybe they didn't see it. They did. Maybe they didn't see it. Okay, I made sure they saw it. Tons of people, myself included, all kept tagging. I emailed them. I did everything I could to make sure, hey, can you please just mention that I broke it first? Thank you so much. That's all I wanted. That's what you're supposed to do. It's what articles do. It's what good journalists do. They refused. So that's what we're up against. It happens all the time. Deadline is notorious for it. And it's frustrating because we here are smaller independent creators and we're just trying our best to survive, get out there and do what we're doing. On top of that, I'm obviously, like I said, I'm trying to rebuild my cred, my name, and everything else so you guys can trust me again. And so I put my name out there for the story. I want to make sure it's legit. It is legit. I've confirmed it. I'm going to make sure I'm out there, and my fans, I hope you'll help me just spread the word. Like, that came from here on Popcorn Planet in tandem with Phantom Wire. And so I want to make sure that that's there. So the reason I'm upset is because I just see this isn't just one tweet where Grace and I have gone back and forth. And I'll show the other side of this fight. I'm going to be, you can't hear, but as she says, Electro confirmed, Dr. Ock confirmed, I've been telling you for months since September 25th, you're getting all 3 Spider-Men. Like, why I'm frustrated with this is the spin she does. And I guess she's just trying to save herself. Maybe she wants to seem credible, knows what she's going on. But Grace, the reason I'm upset with you is because I knew and know what I said is fact. And you've constantly tried to adjust and say that's not true. You actually went out there and said, when my story started trending with Phantom Wire, and you said, well, no, I've been told it's been in talks, but now I'm hearing the holdup is Maguire playing hard to get. Sources say no deal has been signed yet, but filming start. A deal could be. You just try to play it every way. And then you just basically told all your fans that I'm full of crap and I don't know what I'm talking about and I made it up. It's how this looks. So you got to understand this beef comes from that. You continue. I'm hearing he doesn't want more money. He wants more screen time out of the suit so he can really act in the film instead of swinging through it. Sounds exactly like your BS Mandalorian scoop, if we're being honest, which has proven to be false since Mandalorian has not disappeared in the second half of the series or removed his helmet yet. But Pedro Pascal is clearly still involved in that show and will be for several more seasons. But anyway, all this sort of pounding to sort of discredit other people out there. When I'm like, let's be honest, I'm not in the scoop game like some of these other people are. I'm not trying to be. When I get a scoop from someone and I know it's legit and I can confirm it, and my sources can confirm it too, I put it out there for you guys. That's what you're going to get here in Popcorn Planet. Aside from that, I'm also going to give you the commentary I give you, as well as our Nerd Wars every Thursday night, my show with Jody on Tuesday night. There's a lot of content here that's beyond just scoops, because I don't want to just be a scoop person, because it gets dangerous. As you'll see from some of these scoop people, they start making stuff up. And so the reason I'm out there just sort of defending myself on this one, because I'm frustrated when people try to knock down my scoop. And I've personally reached out to you, Grace. I've tried to smooth this. I've personally written to you. I've publicly written to you. You constantly ignore it, but then you'll go and like all these tweets sort of backing it up. I don't get this one-upsmanship. She didn't confirm earlier. She said it's a possibility. Even in the tweet you're responding, she doesn't claim confirmation. Tweets like this make me petty and small. She literally says she heard she was negotiating this clip. How could she 100% confirm it? In the sense you imply you were still negotiating. Well, you know what? I'll tell you how you can 100% confirm it, because I knew the information. Now let's go to what Grace has been telling you since September 25th. Now that she's trying, I've been telling you for months, you're getting all 3 Spider-Men. She's just, yeah, see, I told you guys. Grace, no, you didn't. That's just false. And this isn't about one-upsmanship. It's about, let's be honest. Like, you can say, hey, I heard that, I guess technically you said they were in talks, but let's watch what you did, okay? So this video I'm about to show you, the clip I've put out there, it comes from an episode you did where you talked about when the Tom Cruise as Iron Man scoop came out. You jumped on that, and then suddenly you basically threw everything out in the world. You basically, when the Tom Cruise thing happened, which you didn't break, you put it out there, and
if he can pull off what he's hoping to do for Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, he'll be even more of a boss than he already is.
So basically what she did was she covered her bases by doing a video here where she goes through every possibility of rumors and things that have been out there. That's what you did here. You talked about every bit of fan casting, rumor. You pulled everything out. You cut through tons of people. And you just said, basically, I don't know what's true, because you're just reading tons of rumors and everything that's possible. And then as if you're doing all this stunt casting, which you got into, then you just suddenly get into this.
I've also heard that Feige is talking to Sony about making your dreams come true and having Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back to unite the Spider-Men, Batman Flash style. He also would like to bring back Hugh Jackman for one last round as Wolverine. Now, again, this is right now Kevin Feige's wish list. We'll see what he can actually do.
Did you catch that last part? Okay, guys, and Grace, I want to keep it honest. I'm not trying to be petty here, but I take my job seriously. And I get frustrated when Grace fans come at me like I'm just an idiot who doesn't know what I'm talking about. You just said these are part of his wish list. I mean, dude, people have been saying that for years. People have been talking about the Spider-Man coming back and Wolverine coming back for years. You didn't confirm anything. You just got lucky because you put everything out there, and now you get to say, see, I told you since this. That's what happens, guys. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call it out because I think that's BS. You didn't confirm anything. You didn't put your name on the line and prove yourself, well, if this doesn't happen, I'm false. And every time she does do that, she manages to sneak her way out of it anyway. There's so many of those instances too. In fact, like she called out my Mads Mikkelsen thing live on an air. I've shown this in a video. I don't want to keep pounding, but it's like live on air. She's like, no, my source is telling me right now it's not happening. And then literally a couple hours later, Deadline stole it and it happened. So my point is, like, you're not always right. You've messed up. James Gunn has called you out numerous times online for how frustrated he is that you make stuff up about it. So yeah, I'm going to call you out, because if you're going to be so staunch on sticking to your guns and say you did it, let's put your feet to the fire and prove that you didn't, because you didn't confirm anything there. Yeah, okay, guys, sure. All these people, you Grace fans, you're right. Yeah, she didn't confirm it, but she said it's a possibility. That doesn't, guys, I'm sure on Screen Junkies back in the day I said it was a possibility. So does that mean I get it first? No, the problem I have is I confirmed it in this video. I put it out there with specifics. I told you it was happening. I told you how it was happening. I didn't just say, well, guys, I think it's going to happen. Get ready. No, I put my name on the line, and good journalists do that. They put their names on the line, and if it fails, well, then you got to explain yourself, or you got to take the L and move on. And that happened to me. And that's happened. Look, I'm so honest. It happened to me with the Snyder Cut story. It happened to me because my Warner Brothers sources at the time told me they didn't want anything to do with Snyder. They wanted nothing to do with it. And at the time, it was accurate. It was totally, the people I spoke to, that's what they knew. Now, in hindsight, I've learned, okay, I got to be more careful and write it carefully. That's on me in that instance. But that experience taught me a lesson, because Warner Brothers didn't know that AT&T was about to swoop in and take over the whole industry, which is what's happened. And a lot of the Warner Brothers contacts stuff, they're not even there because they were forced out in that sort of big move that they did. So look, but in that instance, I went out, I took the L. I said, yep, my sources were wrong. They didn't know. I take ownership. Clearly this is happening. Good for Zach. I owned it. That's a sign of somebody who owns the mistake. You guys, mistakes happen. We all make mistakes. Grace, you've made mistakes. Just own them. And we're not going to have a problem with you. But when you constantly try to say you take credit for things and say, I've been telling you this forever, I mean, you're just covering your bases is what you're doing. That's how I see it. And so it's frustrating me, because I've tried to write you personally. I've tried to extend the olive branch. I would much rather all of us independent creators and journalists support each other. We should. If Grace breaks a story, no matter my feelings on her, I'm going to give her credit, because that's how this industry works. That's what we should all do. And so if I've told you out there that this is happening and I've confirmed it, you can go against me, but you're calling me a liar. And so if you call me a liar, well, then I'm going to come out guns blazing and get defensive, because I got to protect my name and my cred on here as well. That's what this is about. So, you correcting it with your sources, then you're saying my sources are wrong, and I'm positive they're not wrong. I'm so positive I put it out there with the headline 100% confirmed, because I knew, well, I'm going to put my name out there and really stick it to you, because if it doesn't happen, I'm effed. But I'm that confident, guys. So I've always been that confident. That's what I did. That's what I put out there, and I'm just frustrated because, look, I hope you guys will have my back and get it out there that's where this came from. I confirmed this first. Thank you to the source that did it. Thank you to Phantom Wire for doing it with me, so it really got out there even wider than we thought. But Phantom Wire and I, one of us should be credited in that story. We should both be credited. Andy Signor or Phantom Wire or Popcorn. I don't care how they do it, but guys, just make sure that that's done, because that's that's the reality of this story. And so when you say, Grace, oh, you've been telling us for months. Come on, you're just covering your butt. You did not confirm anything in there. I mean, really, guys? I mean, look, step back from the situation for a second. Who hasn't said out loud, yeah, maybe they'll get the Spider-Man back? Anybody who said, now you broke the story. That's not how it works. You either know for sure what's happening and what movie and how it's happening. That whole video, the 25th you're talking about, Grace, well, you were talking about Multiverse of Madness. So does your source know what's happening or not? Oh, well, it could be for either of the movies. I don't know. Well, it's happening here. I mean, mine clearly knew what it was happening for. And I put it specifically that it was happening at the end of Spider-Man 3 with details. Go watch the video. I'll put it at the end of this video so you can know what I'm talking about. But I gave you specifics. I broke out Oscorp. There's a lot of stuff in the article that I wrote and the video I put out there. There's a lot of information that will all prove true. So look, guys, I'm happy because it's finally happening. But yeah, I get frustrated when I see, and a lot of people, thank you for sending me this to keep me out there, because I guess I do have to fight back. I got to defend my name and my cred, because it is, it's not in the best of shape. So when I can get a win like this and I put my name and I take that shot at goal, I want to make sure I scored. because I want to earn your trust back. I want to get all you guys here. So if you guys hear that and you want to support me, there's two things you can do, okay? Two things I want to promote, because another thing that's very important to me is my other channel. I got another channel, and I just released a second episode that I would love your support on. If you guys can go over there. Here, I have it right here. It's called Hugging the Cactus. It's a channel. It's unlike my movie stuff, is where I get into real serious topics. I talked about my infidelity last week. This week, I have a great guest, Gothic X, who's there, and we just talk about how do you trust people in this era of clout chasing. Couldn't be more relevant to what I'm talking about right now. It's so hard for us. Grace is everybody. I feel for you too, Grace. I get it. You're a woman in this industry. I understand that's harder, and you worked your ass to get where you are. So you're protective. You're protecting your brand. I get it. I don't mean to keep coming at you, but you're coming at me when you say my sources are wrong. And so you can do that more professionally. I'm happy to have a conversation anytime you want to try and smooth this out so we be more respectful to each other online, whatever we got to do. But this goes to everybody. How do we make sure we can just be kinder to each other and like not be so aggressive towards each other? I'm not trying to be mean on Grace. I'm frustrated because I don't like when people call me out. But this idea of, how do we get better at that? It's a conversation I had with Gothic. So I implore you to check it out. I'll put it at the end of this video as well. Please go support that when you can. Go give it a like. Subscribe to Hugging the Cactus if you can. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that as well. You can do it by hitting that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, and then go smash that like button. Also, if you leave a comment, it helps for engagement. There's also a link down below to support the channel in other ways, so find that in my Linktree link on Twitter, on YouTube. But that's all I got for you today. More is coming. I'm excited this is happening as a fan. I can't wait to see this. I think it's going to be fascinating. What are you excited about? What other villains do you want? Clearly, as I told you, more are on their way that they've been finalizing and sort of getting in. I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. The video on the left will be the Spider-Man scoop if you missed it previously. The video on the right is Hugging the Cactus. Go and support both if you can, please. Thanks so much for watching.